Please don't let Willian score his first goal of the season. Please don't let Willian score his first goal of the season. Please don't let Willian score his first goal of the season. Hey, what's poppin', people? Welcome back to Full Therapy with me, host Jan. I hope you lot all doing well today, mate. I really do hope that Chelsea versus Arsenal, the big blue versus red London derby on Boxing Day. Woo, yeah. Great opportunity for me to say Happy Christmas to those of you who celebrate it, and if you don't, Happy Holidays. I hope you enjoyed this period. Even in this peculiar time when the world is seemingly in an apocalypse, try and have some fun. Lots to talk about today in this match preview. Please do drop a like to help me out, to wish me a Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays. Consider subscribing if you're new to the channel. Daily content, of course. And let's get into today's content. Right, so Chelsea versus Arsenal is of course a massive game. Context is required always. Where are the clubs at the time? Well, Chelsea are sort of in and around the current top four, the upper echelons of the Premier League, where it's incredibly tight and no one knows what's going to happen apart from Liverpool probably winning the Premier League. Meanwhile, Arsenal are in awful trouble. They're down in like 15th or something. If Chelsea beat them on Boxing Day and Burnley win, they go above them. Frank Lampard was asked about where Arsenal are at the moment in this press conference, and he said, look mate, I don't want to talk about if they're in a relegation battle or the troubles or other teams. The truth is, they're a really good team and they have a good manager, and we have to take that at face value on the day, because we all know in a London derby, or any derby really, form goes out the window. Now, last season, Frank Lampard had the better of Arsenal generally in terms of the league. We got a win and a draw. Obviously, Martinelli scored that last minute equaliser that Arsenal fans seem to celebrate a little bit too much. But anyway, we move. And of course, the Gooners beat us in the FA Cup final. Now, although, yes, Chelsea had to endure some abysmal refereeing from Anthony Taylor, and that's not just a biased Chelsea fan, that was common knowledge from perhaps broadcasters and journalists that he had an absolute shocker. But I shan't be salty because Chelsea did not deserve to win that FA Cup final. Arsenal did, and they won it. And the truth is, man, when Mikel Arteta first went into the Arsenal job, I was quite impressed by him. I like the way he held himself, I like the way he spoke. I think he's probably quite an intelligent football man. I think maybe a disciplinarian. It looks like he's maybe made some mistakes. A lot of people don't like how he's handled William Saliba. A lot of people don't like how he sent away Guendouzi and didn't discipline him properly. And a lot of people didn't like the whole Willian contract situation. There's a few more things people didn't like. But I'm not an Arsenal fan, and therefore I'm not that close to the team. From the outside looking in, I actually quite like the cut of his jib, and I thought he handled himself a lot like Lampard in many ways. But they fell off an absolute cliff, and look where they are. They of course got slapped about by City in the Cup the night before last. I don't even know what day it is anymore. But they'll be looking to bite back against Chelsea, summon all their powers, and beat us again, essentially. And like I said jokingly at the top of the video, Willian hasn't scored yet this season. He's actually been dismal, like really poor. One shot on target in like 800 minutes or over, I don't know how much it is now. Really bad from Willian, like way worse than I would have thought he would have been for Arsenal. So he's due a good performance, and if he starts against Chelsea, you can bet your bottom dollar this is the one game he's gonna really try to start playing. Now, Arsenal fans won't like that, having to play against Chelsea to actually raise his performance, but you know, it's just the Chelsea curse. In terms of how Arsenal was set out, check out this graphic of how they faced Everton last time out in the Premier League. Arteta employed a 3-4-3, which served him well of late. David Luiz playing as the sweeper, playing long balls in. But really, out of that whole lineup, the only player that I am scared of is Bukayo Saka, who is being deployed as a wingback in this formation. Now, Bukayo Saka is incredibly dangerous, the way he moves forward, and of course Martinelli, but unfortunately for the lad, he may be injured. I'm not so sure how severe the injury is for him. He's of course a great threat, but for me, I don't know, the player I fear most would probably be the likes of Bukayo Saka, because when the Arsenal team play and they all look lost and they don't know what they're doing, he looks like a shining light running down that flank, incredibly dangerous, can run past people, can take on a man, he's got a good touch, pass and finish. So you gotta basically watch that kid. I'm not sure if Aubameyang's still injured or if he'll be back in. Of course, Lacazette scored a header against City, but it's not much, is it? Pepe, If you keep him off his left foot, is he really going to do that much? He's got a good free kick in him, so is Willian, I suppose. But generally, Chelsea will probably be heavy favourites to win this game. Does that mean I'm confident? No, not really. One vulnerability of Arsenal at the moment is they look really poor dealing with crosses. So that, in my original lineup I put Tammy Abraham, but I'm suddenly thinking, ooh, Giroud. But Chelsea are hamstrung as well with their own players. Both our first choice fullbacks are injured. There's a slight murmuring that James might be okay, but I seriously doubt it. Although Azpilicueta's good defensively, Emerson isn't great, and of course, we're still without Hakim Ziyech, Hudson-Odoi is not match fit, and it's just not great. So let's move on and I'll show you the lineup that I picked for this game against Arsenal. Right, even if they do go 3-4-3, I think Frank Lampard will maintain his 4-3-3 formation with Edu Mendy in goal, Thiago Silva and Kazuma partnering up in central defence, who have been imperious this season. Captain Cesar Azpilicueta to come in at right back, who does a really good job defensively, and I think, to be honest, when we have a lot of the onus to go forwards, I actually feel a bit safer with him playing at right back in transition. I have no problem with that. More of my concerns and fears come from Emerson Palmieri. He wasn't awful last time out when he came off the bench here, well, he just wasn't very inspiring. I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe now he knows he's going to start a game, he's a little bit more in the zone and a little bit more better prepared for this game. So big up Emerson. Hopefully he has a good game in the left back position. For me, no more Jorginho and N'Golo Kante to start in the lone CDM position to help us in transition against a relatively pacey Arsenal side. Of course, Mason Mount will start in the left centre mid role, who's been excellent of late, or certainly found a bit more form after dipping a couple of games. And although Havertz made a really impressive cameo when he came off the bench last time out, I do want to see Mateo Kovacic start to control the midfield a little bit more, and if we need a goal or if we're just settled in the game, maybe bring on Kai Havertz a little bit later. Right, obviously it's going to be Pulisic and Werner yet again on the wings. I think a goal is coming, and what a perfect time for Timo Werner to score, then against Arsenal in a London derby. Now what's really difficult for me is I wanted to pick Tammy Abraham up front because I think Timo Werner, when he's farmed out wide, out of position, he actually plays a little bit better with Tammy Abraham over Olivier Giroud. That, married with the fact how Tammy scored a couple of good goals and played really well, made me think he needs to keep his place. But at the same time, Arsenal seems so vulnerable to crosses. It would make a lot of sense to put Giroud back in, who does seem to always score and put loads of crosses on his head, and he can dominate those centre halves and hopefully score a few headers. So for me, either or, Tammy or Giroud up front for different reasons, and if Cho is available and Frank Lampard thinks he's good to go, maybe as a little bit of a surprise, start him over Timo Werner on the right wing, obviously keeping Pulisic on the left wing. Right, that's my lineup. Let's move on to the next part of the video. Now, it's a huge game. Arsenal are, of course, in dismal form, but you can bet your bottom dollar they will raise their game in a London derby, and they'll see this as an opportunity to have a turning point in their season. Get one over their London rivals Chelsea, who many people in the media have been waxing lyrical this season, to raise their own self-esteem and march on forwards into a, the season starts here kind of thing. Chelsea should win this game. We're a better team at the moment, we've got better players, and we're in a better vein of confidence at the moment, so Chelsea should win. Boxing Day games are so hard to call because there's always a lot of goals in these games traditionally and historically, so I'm going to predict a Chelsea win. I'm going to go for a bit of a goal fest. I'm going to say 3-2. The kind of win that Chelsea are just happy to take. Hopefully Werner bangs a goal, 3 goals, not flawless defensively. Arsenal will probably be happy because they push Chelsea close, they get a couple of goals themselves when they rarely score, and no one walks away. It's like me sitting on the fence trying to keep the Gooners happy. I'm not. I'm just trying to predict what's going to happen. And I'm going to say 3-2. Hopefully it's like a 2-0 win Chelsea or something like that, clean and concise. But anyway, what do you guys think? Give me your score predictions down in the comment section below, and perhaps tweaks to my lineup. I'll be keen to hear it. I might not do a video tomorrow on Christmas Day, so again, happy Christmas, happy holidays, whether you celebrate Christmas or not. Leave your comments down below. Please do drop a like. Consider subscribing to Football Therapy if you're new to the channel, my friends. Enjoy the football, and I'll see you later.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought. Body bag the verse, outlined in chalk. In my life seen trouble, hustle on the double, silence on the trigger like my pick got a muzzle. Yo, chick like to guzzle, bad boy stay in trouble. I only love this paper, sorry I don't. I laugh me, bitch.